Hello and welcome to Tobi's Brick Space. My name is Toby and today I'm introducing you to another new product from Lumibricks, the L9085, the brick art gallery from the Town Life series. It consists of 3,400 pieces, 8 minifigures, 22 LEDs and a whopping 62 printed parts. The set is listed on the website at 199 euros. Currently there's a 5% discount which brings it down to 189 euros. Until a few days ago it was still 10% off. Unfortunately it's not longer available like the 25 up release discount used to be. However, you won't be able to get the set again until next week, so it's now essentially a pre-order. It's no longer available on Amazon Germany, I think precisely because it's no longer in stock. It will probably be available again starting next week, although the set was already available on Brick ages ago. And even then, for 175 euros, there was a discount on top of that. So at Brick, you will end up with around 166 euros. I missed ordering it myself because I thought, well, I will order it from Lumibricks myself. I missed it and it's now sold out at Brick too. So feel free to check out the video description. I will link to Brick there. So let's take a look at what the set can do for this money in this video. You've already seen the box in the background, which as always is clever, thick cardboard with nice seals that you can open up. Inside we have all the construction sections, the LED kit box, which I've taken out here, and the 3 thick tomes of instructions, which I've also taken out because they're obviously better to tip this whole set over. We have a total of 17 brick building sections here, plus bags S and F as separate sections, as are plates in this case, and F contains the minifigure pieces and the parts for the cable routing. I will take one instruction now. They are also available as a PDF. We have a nice design in the front with a few other sets in the background, which I really like. In total, the first set of instructions contains 298 pages and 323 construction steps. Across the 3 sets of instructions, we have 764 pages and 962 construction steps. You can see in the background that I'm flipping through the first pages. They contain the information in English and Chinese. And then with its what's included section, that's where it all starts. We have various languages like French and German, among others. The contents of the LED kit box are also listed there, so you can check whether everything was included and that you need 3 AA batteries, which are not included. And yes, that's the standard as we've come to expect from Lumibricks. Very, very nice. And I recommend, before it happened to me once, before building the set, be sure to check the LEDs to make sure they're all working. It's explained step by step in the instructions. Just make sure that if you have a defective LED or a missing something, you will notice it early on and you can contact the support. You will find the contact details on the service card and they will promptly send you what you are missing. And then you start building. The instructions are really easy to understand. There are no questions and the construction is definitely fun. Let's take a look at the LED kit box. You will find all the components and the 22 LEDs inside. We have here 3 bags in total where the components are in. We also have a USB-C connection cable, which is very nice, as well as tweezers for cable management, as a screwdriver for unscrewing the battery box. And here you can see the entire contents of the LED kit box at a glance, including the 22 LEDs. There's quite a lot included. Now let's move on to the 8 minifigures included in this set. They're all diverse and I think they're also coolly implemented. Some with more details, some with less. You can see that here, of course, the gold minifigure is the highlight. Otherwise, I think the ice cream shop assistant is really, really cool. Try blending it in. Lumibricks themselves have given each of them a name and a function, so to speak. I think that's really nice. They often do that in their sets, and yes, otherwise their prints are decent. Of course, we do have the problem that light colors on dark torsos might look a bit pale. That's a general problem. For me, the highlight figure in terms of detail is this nice cream shop employee. He also has a nice print on his back torso. Then the Sagative boots, of course, and yes, he looks good on the front too. The highlight, however, will probably be the one completely dipped in gold, and yes, it definitely looks really cool. Overall, I have to say the minifigures are a very nice addition to this set, and in this video I will show you a bit of the construction progress, or rather the construction progress itself. Here we have the construction progress after the first bag. You can see that that was basically the entire base plate that was built here. We definitely have a very solid foundation here, including all these building plates. And yes, they are not base plates, but regular plates, so they also fit with the Lego road system, which is kind of funny. Construction progress number 2. Yes, we've already built the entrance with this beautiful brick art gallery print that goes over 3 elements, which is also delivered to you in this way. So you can already sketch out the facade, lay out the LEDs a bit, and yes, I have to say, this beginning was already very fun to build. You can also see here how this facade is being built. It's actually very interestingly constructed, but very solidly, and yes, why not? And we have the same game on the other side as well. And here's another close-up of this very nice print. And of course, we are moving on to the third construction phase. We've already made a bit of progress. We can see here that the facade has been extended with beautiful prints and joy of creation and wonder of art. There's also another LED here in the small entrance passage with this house number 25 and this beautiful archway. And in this passage, we also have some very beautiful prints supplemented by beautiful archways on the side so that you can see through a little bit. Another small sales tables here, I'd say. It looks really, really cool. The way the facade is built on the side at the back, the whole thing ties in with the archway. And for the cable routing from the lamppost, their special parts are developed with this small gap where the cables are routed. Here, as I'm showing you right now, they will be connected again later. It's a very, very nice solution. I wanted to show you the archway again. Here, yes, it's actually being built using an illegal construction technique, I'd say. I think this modified part is really cool. In the third construction step, you will build, let's say, the contents of the ground floor. You can see another small stand with various parts on it. I'm showing it to you like this because you won't be able to see the prints from every angle later on. That's why I keep overlaying it for you. Then you can see everything that's inside. It's really cool, I think. There's also a corner here with the cash register and a ticket, I think. That's what it should be. A view from the outside, yes, through the windows into the interior. Really, yes, there are some very beautiful portraits there too. So much for the fourth construction step. We're moving on to the fifth. That's where we are already building the floor for the next level. So for the first floor, then you can see the whole thing. Yes, we've already installed the lighting from above, the ceiling lighting for the ground floor on the other side. It's really being laid out very nicely. We're moving on to the seventh construction phase. We've already built this beautiful brick built portrait, which is also illuminated by 2 LEDs and a section of the facade with 2 windows. I really think the way the whole thing is being built here is very, very beautiful. And if you're wondering why there's a door behind the portrait, it's probably just there so you can get the portrait out of that wall if you want. We're moving on to the 8th construction step. We've basically finished the facade on the first floor side with this little balcony, which has also another LED. And yes, the facade, I can only repeat, is very beautiful in my opinion. Step number 9, we are connecting 2 LED cables together on the outside of the house, and it's nicely concealed by an air conditioning unit. It's a really nice detail, really beautiful done. And then we see some progress inside. A brick built portrait was built here, and then we have a few paintings that will hang nicely on the walls. They're really beautiful prints too. I really, really like them. This little color plate down there just looks so lovely and beautiful and good. And in this corner here, we have a little spiral staircase leading up. Unfortunately, it's not very realistic because a minifigure wouldn't really fit through it, but yeah, okay. And on this side, we can open up the wall a little more, and there we can see this paint again in close-up. Very, very nice. We'll continue with construction step number 10. This is a section where you can slide into the first level, and we have some really beautiful prints here again. You can see them in the background. It continues with a wall that's displayed at an angle. It's also difficult to show the print afterwards, so I'm showing you right now. And yes, there are also very nice prints in terms of quality. They could perhaps be a bit further towards the edge, but that's okay. That's how you create a kind of frame with the gold frame. So conversely, I think it's fine. The prints are also very varied. It's really beautiful done and executed. I am really pleased with how much love went into this. Next up is the floor for the second floor, or rather the attic. We also have a small recess on the underside. Again, the lighting for the first floor, so that the natural light from above shines in nicely. It's solidly built. I like it. Next you see building step 12 and 13. The 12th is the interior from the second floor. Building step number 13 is when we begin building the roof structure. It's really interesting how the structure is basically the same across the different levels. So the floor, then the interior, or sometimes later, and then the facade is built starting from the corner here. I also think this sand blue is a very nice color combination. I really like it a lot because the construction is definitely a lot of fun. Building step number 14, the wall naturally continues with these windows here. I think this roof construction is very, very nice. The gaps at the corners of those rounded pieces are perhaps a bit annoying, but you won't notice them later. So we have an LED above each sculpture that illuminates it. Very nice. We're moving on to the building step number 15. The entire surrounding wall is included. There is also this one window in the corner, and the special feature here is that we can open the bag away in both directions. And yes, it's really very nicely done. It allows a view into the interior without having to remove the roof. And the interior is really beautiful designed, I think. All these sculptures look very nice, and there we have the power transfer point for the roof, so that ceiling lighting can shine on the interior. Moving on to building step number 16, that's just the roof on top, which is being beautifully constructed with these glass panels. This will also be sent to you separately packaged. Yes, I will keep fading it over for you. Then we have the ceiling lighting for the second floor. I didn't film building step number 17 because that's just the decoration that's being added to the outside of this building. I will show you that in more detail in the review when we take a look at the entire set as a whole. And after 17 building steps, the finished building stands before us. It's really neat and solid. I will show you the dimensions here. You will need a bit of space to display this amazing piece here, but it fits nicely with the other modulars from the Town Love series or the Street Fusion series, so it will fit. There is nothing here that wouldn't fit into the series. Let's start with a quick overview of the set. Let's start here, let's say on the left side. You've already seen the facades in general. Only the 7th building step did things like this bench and a little nice bush appear. The little flowers are on the windowsills, and here on the side we have this beautifully printed sign with the Brick Art Gallery lettering on it. It's really beautifully printed, and we also have this beautiful print in Praise of Bricks. And yes, there's really not much that bothers me here. Maybe this Technic pin peeking through here, at least it's in nougat brown color and not in red, for example. They handled that well. Then we get this side view here. And here we have what I'm always talking about. Here we have birds in gold without printed eyes or prints in general, used as statues. And that's exactly what I'm always talking about, or how animals look to me when they're unprinted or interlocking birds. They always look like statues, not like real animals. In that case, they handled this very, very good, and I'm happy about it. Then moving on the second floor, we have this small exit onto this small balcony. It's not really a terrace. On the first floor, as you saw earlier, it is this brick built portrait. It's also illuminated by 2 spotlights. It looks very, very beautiful. Here we also have the sign self-portrait, and at the corner of the entrance area we have a kind of barrier, a small forecourt, and the doors here are brick built, but they're very nice, and the parts used here are quite transparent, not milky or anything. Here we also have two more lights shining downwards. Here we have another small sign that says what's on. So basically it's an appointment calendar, I'd say, or an event calendar for this brick art gallery. Doors also open nicely. This gives us a little glimpse into the interior. The mobile sales point has been added from the ice cream shop, which the employee can then operate. The side view shows this beautiful facade again, also from this roof structure or from the second floor. It slopes so beautifully here with these rounded slopes. Through these beautiful windows, you can always see the exhibited object behind it. The second floor can also boast a very beautiful facade. There is actually nothing that bothers me except for this little Technic brick with the pin on the left, but I'm happy about the color they used for the pin. Here we have this lovely balcony with a door where we can't even close it from the outside anymore because there's no stud or anything to pull on. Nice lighting here. And here we have a nice highlight too. These are free advertising banners for the store. Or for the brick art gallery itself. They really give the whole place a lovely flair. And those are just posters hanging underneath. You're definitely familiar with them from real life. I think it's a very nice detail. We have a ladder on the ground floor where one of our employees can repair this lighting. Beautiful shop windows. You saw them during construction. Here are the close-ups. By the way, the glass also says Brick Art Gallery. That's a very nice thing to write on the pane. Here, yes, you've already seen the whole print. This archway here with its illegal construction technique is very cool, just like this street lamp here, where the cable is already threaded through the lamp, delivered to you in a fiddled manner. Then we have the view from the right of the entire building, so to speak. The second floor here doesn't really have any wall decorations, but I think it works well color-wise. Yes, you can see some color variations here, like this 1x3 brick, for example. It's a bit darker than the rest, but overall the color variations are really quite subtle, and without this strong lighting here you wouldn't even notice them. So yeah, okay. Here on the first floor we have this beautiful cover disguised as an air conditioning unit for the connection between those two LED cables. I think that's really, really nice. They could include that in more sets where we have these LEDs where are connected on the exterior facade. What bothers me here is that this piece is light gray. I don't understand that. On the inside it's in this, yes, nougat color, and on the outside it's gray, light gray. I don't understand why, and no, I didn't build it wrong, so the light gray is supposed to face outwards. I don't know why, but it definitely bothers me. Likewise, I think they could have installed these little stones that they also attach to the facade around the corner here down. I think that's a bit lacking when you look at it from the side. And on the ground floor, of course, we have what I showed you earlier, this little sales counter or something with a door here where you enter the store. Here we have the view from behind. It's, well, not particularly spectacular. What bothers me most are those Technic bricks with the holes. Yes, well, they could have put those small short prints on it and then put plates over them so it wouldn't be so noticeable. I don't understand why they did this that way. It doesn't look very nice in my opinion. Here we have the connection for the USB-C cable, or rather for the battery box. You can connect it there. Alternatively, you can also use the USB-C cable to connect it to the battery box. Then you don't need this one at all. We can open up these walls at the back, this wall here, and then again on the ground floor we can open up the entire wall here. This allows us a view inside. Here you can see the inside of the second floor, which is very nice in my opinion. Then we have here on the first floor this small wall that we can open up. Plus we can pull out this entire layer. They've nicely integrated it into the set. We have some really beautiful portraits here. If you'd like to see better shots of these, you can take another look at the clips from beginning of this video here. I showed it in detail there. It looks very nice. Everything, as I said, is printed or brick built. They did a really nice job, and on the ground floor we also get a view from the back. Here we have a small toilet under the stairs with a sink and everything. It's really nicely done. The door is just very small, so you have to bend down to get in, and there is no real barrier to the stairs, and there are gaps behind the stairs. This means you can practically look down into the toilet while walking up the stairs. When the lights are off or the bright lights are off, the Lumibricks lighting looks like this. It creates a really great atmosphere in the interior. That's definitely enough and looks very good. As I said, if you connect the whole thing via USB, the LEDs will shine even brighter. With the battery box and batteries, it fades very quickly and the basic brightness is already a bit low. Before we take a closer look at the modularity here, here's another view of the roof from above. We also have a small air conditioning unit here, which of course also comes out of the wall at the bottom. The structure up here is nicely supported again. Here we have the beautiful panels, which I didn't see during construction. They were mostly scratch-free. Now with the light you can see that there's a few scratches, especially on the first one here, unfortunately. But yes, this is definitely the rock solid roof. You've already seen that. Then we have the view from above into this set with all these art objects. It really looks beautiful. These columns, which are still pictured here. We also have a beautiful hole in the floor, which we can basically look down into the first floor. That's also a nice detail. What I find a bit of shame is that we don't have any details on this fold out wall. I think a few paintings or something like that would have been nice to hang there, which they actually do quite often anyway. It's rare that such a folding wall is truly empty, even in Lumibricks or FunWhole sets. I don't really understand why that was left out here. Sure, the easel here might be a bit narrow, but that's definitely room for something here. This whole second level here can also be removed very easily. This power transfer point here is working really well now. It wasn't like that before. It was often left hanging, so the upper power transfer point got stuck on the lower one. That hasn't been the case for a few sets now. They've fixed that. I'm happy about it. I like that. Then we have the obligatory view of the first floor. There is this level here that we can pull out. It's nicely incorporated here, and here, for example, we have this one wall that folds out and has a painting on it, and that's a nice detail. That's what I'm talking about. It looks good. I don't understand why they didn't do that one level up or below. As I said, we have all these beautiful details here. Here's the door again, which we can't really close from the outside anymore. This really beautiful brick built painting, which was painted once, and yes, or I don't know, this is probably the sketch. And that's the entire sculpture. It looks very good. And I've already shown you the pullout element. That's also very nice. And here we have this stairwell area where the stairs are really very interesting. Yes, pieces, unfortunately, without studs. Plus, a minifigure doesn't really fit in here, or rather, I'd have to wriggle it through like a snake, something snaking its way between those gaps to get it up there somehow. And the first floor, or the level of it, I mean, can also be removed easily. And this PowerPoint works really good in my tests, and also in this video it hasn't jammed once. It's really nice. Then we have the level again here. Well, I have to say each level weighs quite a bit. And there we come, yes, with this view from above of the entire ground floor, or rather the interior of it. We have another view of this outside sales room with its beautiful prints. The cable here, or rather the cables in this corner, are the only ones that are really lying around most freely. Otherwise, they're really well hidden. Then we have these various sales counters here. I will fade that in for you too. all the prints are there. Here we have, Brickism New Open, so the exhibition upstairs is called Brickism. There, yes, this staircase with this implied railing is beautifully constructed. The toilet is under the stairs. You can basically see it through the stairs, and a minifigure. It's a bit weird walking up here. You can watch people going about their business. It's not exactly a good place for privacy, but okay. And yeah, in the shop windows here is this beautiful shelf and these beautiful paintings. Here is the checkout area, which is also very nice. And here's another view from the outside. And basically that's it. We can't remove anything else here or open it up in any other way. And that's actually the end of this set. And now let's come to a conclusion, something I don't like so much. As I said, it's the wall on the second or first floor that you can open up, but there's no details inside. I think that's a shame. There are 8 minifigures included. What's great, but they could have added at least 2 more, I think, because if you put them here and there, they're gone pretty quickly, and then the set seems a bit lifeless again. And in terms of quality, I have to say I haven't noticed anything negative. So if something isn't right, that's more subjective, just a matter of opinion. But objectively, I can't really think of any negative points here really. On the other hand, it's a really beautiful executed set, a great idea. The details are really, really cool in my opinion. The assembly itself, it is really a lot of fun, or rather you have to start with the setup, the unpackaging experience itself. It's really cool. Then we have these, all these elements included are very nice. 22 LEDs are fantastic. The 62 prints pieces are amazing and of very good quality. Included minifigures are also very nice, especially the gold one and for me the ice cream seller. I like the design and the color scheme. Yes, there is one negative point that stands out. It's that we don't have 100% color fidelity across all the bricks. But it's okay, I think. Few color variations are still acceptable. And as I said, the 3,400 pieces for 199 euros retail price aren't exactly a bargain. Yes, but with Lumibricks, we have here not a cheap manufacturer. You really get value for your money. And if you wait maybe around Black Friday or something, I'm sure you will definitely get discounts about 20% or more. But even based on the retail price of 199 euros, I have to say it's still okay. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a lot of money, but if you put it into perspective with what you get from the competition or from the most well-known manufacturer Lego, I'd say we don't get nearly this level of attention to detail, these prints, and certainly not this level of lightning. And yes, not for that price either. Well, I think that's still reasonable. I really like the set throughout all these building phases and how it ended up. I like it really a lot. You can find the link to the set in the video description below. Otherwise, you can pre-order it directly on the Lumibricks website, or especially for future sets, feel free to check out Brick. The link is in my video description below. There you can also save 5% off your order with the code Tobi's Brickspace. That's it for me. Feel free to share your thoughts on the set and the review in the comments below. Especially what do you think about the construction phase? I'd love for you to join me and show you the individual construction stages again separately and the progress, how it's built step by step. With that in mind, I thank you very much for watching this video. I wish you all the best. See you next time and bye.